Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. If this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinitos DIY. I am so happy that you are here today with me. Today I'm going to be making a blue butterfly cake. So with all of that being said, let's begin. So here I have 5 styrofoam discs that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. I glued them together and now I'm going to be rolling out my clay. So I decided to use this clay which is, I believe it's, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's a light blue color. Sorry if the light seems a bit dark and then bright. It's just that I'm trying out this new light, and well, I really love how it looks. This is really bright in my room, but I'm just noticing that when it comes to recording, well, not so much brightness there. I don't know if it's the pink matte or not, but I do apologize for that. So as you saw, I roll up my clay and now I'm just going, I lapped it over, and now what I'm going to be doing is trimming off any extra clay. And this part right here, I usually what I do, because I don't like doing really long videos for you guys. I like to do them short and to the point. I wanted to leave it in there because I wanted you to see that in case you ever come across this issue when you're and you happen to be new to fake baking, making cakes using clay. Sometimes when you cut so much clay and then it looks just like this and you start rolling it back and forth, it feels like you're never going to finish, it's never going to be smooth or what have you. You're never going to be able to get rid of those lines or that extra clay. I just want you to know that we all struggle with that, and it's just something that is natural when it comes to rolling out clay, especially if you have a small piece like this, and not that big pieces you don't come across issue like this, so really you will see that I mean I did cut some of it off, you know when I was doing the editing, but most of it's all in there where you can see that I'll be rolling back and forth my cake, just try to get rid of all of those lines. And you see all of that bulky clay there. So just, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you do see this when you're doing it, rolling out your clay, and you wonder if we ever have issues like this, yes, we do. This is very common. All I can say is just keep rolling back and forth until all of that clay is thinned out or rolled out. And it does look like I'm going extra slow, but I was actually, I will confess, I was watching a movie while I was doing this and taking my sweet time. So, but yeah, like I said, just rolling back and forth, trimming as you go, cutting off all that extra clay. You will probably see towards the end there when I finish with my clay of how much clay I had trimmed off. And just like I said, back and forth, back and forth. And see, look at that. As you can, I just started cutting off, but anyways, so I am going to be adding glue because I added a felt to the bottom of the disc that you see right there, and yes, it is white. And this, well, normally I don't add any glue, but I decided because I will be using felt and I wanted to make sure that the clay stuck, since I'm not going to be lapping it over or folding it over as much as I normally do. But this, like I said, because I'm using felt, I felt that I needed to add some clay since it dries and it does shrink. And as you can see, again, I'm just rolling back and forth until I am happy with it. If you see like any small dents in there or thin lines, don't worry about those will eventually dry once they will erase, I'm sorry, once your clay dries. But other than that, just keep rolling back and forth. Okay, so now I want to shadow my cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some blue, and then I'm going to start from the bottom of my cake. Well, except for here. Start at the bottom, and then it's going to be dark, and then as I'm moving upward, I'm going to just gradually lighten my strokes. And I'm going to do this to the whole side of the cake, not the top. There at the top, I changed my mind because it was starting to give me that cloud look to it, and I really didn't want that. I just wanted a clear open sky. So I went in with the wipey and wiped all of that off, and you will see that towards the end of the video. And but here is a tip as well for you in case you have never done this before. If you decide to shade your project or your piece whatever color you want, and you do not like it, just grab a wipey. If you don't have a wipey, grab a towel, a wet towel at that, and just wipe that off. And but do wait to let it dry before you go back in there and do it again. Otherwise, when you go in there with your brush, it's going to be dark and you're not going to get a light color. So wherever you want to start your piece, and if you're going to be like, again, pulling away to going into lighter strokes, so it just wherever it starts it's dark, and as you're brushing away it's going to get lighter and lighter, if that makes any sense to you. Okay, so here, this is the mold that I'm going to be using for my butterflies. I am going to use a couple of different butterflies here. And for whatever reason, I would always come in here and then I would do this. I would just pack up my mold with whatever clay I wanted to use, go in with my scissors and just trim away. And I don't know why, but I have seen other, I don't know why I have not done it, but I have seen other creators. They just roll the clay out and it leaves a smooth edge rather than pieces just being look like it was snipped off. So do try that, because again, when you use your roller and you roll that clay out, it gives you an even flat side. All right, so my butterfly, as you see there, I went ahead and used the same color as clay there, and then I just went in with my brush, brushed the center, and then painted my butterfly, the body, gold. With the white butterfly, I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did with my clay, but when I started doing that, I did notice that the only thing that was getting painted, because I decided to go light, you know, only the lines on the butterfly was getting painted blue. I don't know why, or colored blue. So I just felt in love with the way it looked and I decided to keep it that way. So for my other butterflies, I almost did the same thing. You will see some in the later in the video that some were dark in the center, and then as I was pulling the brush away, it was going lighter and lighter. But here I will try to give you a little closer look. Maybe you can see it, maybe not. But yeah, but in person it really looks beautiful because I was just brushing really light. I didn't get that much color in there, and it actually worked. With this one I did the opposite. This one I started from the outside dark and then worked my way into it would be lighter. So I really love this technique, and ever since I learned this, because I've seen others do it, I fell in love, and I have done it before. As you see here, my birds were the first ones that I've tried that, and I fell in love with it. I moved on with my sleeping fairy here, the mushroom, and then I could not stop. You know, I kept going with the birds, shadowing my birds and my flowers. And like I said, ever since then, I've been looking to see what else I can add shadow to. I don't know why, but to me it does feel like it gives your piece more of a statement, if that makes any sense, you know. So I loved it, and I will continue doing it too. So yeah, if you have not, try it out, you know, try it on something small, and then go from there, you know. So I'm still learning with it, but I really love how my pieces look when I, you know, do some shadow on it. So here are some twigs that I'm going to be painting as well. I was going to keep it white, but I decided to paint them in gold because since the buds on the flowers and then my butterflies have gold, I wanted the twigs to also be gold. And on my flowers petals, I wanted there to be gold, what do we call the gold flat beads, but I decided not to. I wanted just, you know, to add a piece of clay and paint those in gold as well. And now I'm going to be adding everything. I'm going to be putting everything together, and so far this is what I got. I hope I inspire you to make one. I hope I also, if you're not following me, I also inspire you to follow me and also continue this journey with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for coming in here, for your comments. And yeah, I hope I bring you more inspiration. So, and I'm still learning, I'm not gonna say I'm 100%, because every day we learn something new. So this is how cute and elegant this is starting to look. I really love the colors in it. Here are the gold beads that I decided to add, just scattered around my cake. I was going to add a border, but I decided not to. So I think this way looks cuter, and I can't wait to add this to my decor. I'm actually thinking about adding it to a pretty little cake stand that I had just purchased, and a white one, or even those blue and white china decor. I don't know what's the name of them, but anyways, I think this will look adorable on there. So my friends, thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate every single one of you when you come in here and you like my page, my video, for your comments as well. I always look forward to reading comments, believe it or not, I actually do, so thank you again so much. This is obviously the end of the video, and I will be so happy to see you on the next video. So until the next time, my friends, stay safe, be kind. Bye.